Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
What if there was a video podcast with like 3 guys on it?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys just never said anything ever. He was always like introduced and named at the beginning, and he just didn't say anything.
He would not even like
ever.
go hello or like anything. He would just
he would like
nod his
raise
head
his hand at the camera and like nod at the other guys every now and then, you know, listening.
Not affirmant. He would nod in affirmant of things that.
And they did like 500 episodes, and he didn't say a single word in any of them.
And he, over the entire series of podcasts, he degrades over time.
Mm-hmm.
He like starts falling, like, you know, you got bags under the eyes, whiter skin, you know, skinnier. And just over time, he just turns into like the guy from Seven, the guy that they kept him in the bed basically for like a year.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like an empty skin.
Yeah.
Like draped over a chair.
He still nods that head though, you know. He'd still.
Except nowadays it looks more like a faint breeze catching the flap, the head flap.
Yeah. You don't know if it is he living in a nightmare? Does he have his eyes open the entire time?
Is he even alive?
Eyes are sunk into his head.
You don't know.
Yeah. And
they have to. They keep just moving the mic on the stand on the arm closer to his face every time he deflates. He's not holding it anymore. Yeah. But the other guys are still just talking like normal.
Yeah. They have, and the people that are listening to only the audio version of the podcast are like, oh, it's like a bit that there's nobody there. There's like no third guy. But then they look at the video and
the video viewers, they're the ones with hidden knowledge.
Yeah.
And they ask themselves this question daily.
Yeah. That'd be good. That's a good way of like, it's like a weird hostage situation at that point, because people aren't even like tuning into the like what those 2 guys are talking about.
Yeah,
they're tuning in to check the condition of the
they're tuning out the conversation
yeah.
and looking at the guy.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a thing with allergies with hay fever where it's like
no
the area between your ear and your mouth like itches?
No, I don't get hay fever. I'm a perfect human being. I don't get those sort of ailments of that kind, you know.
A perfect human being now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right,
yeah, of course.
Welcome to Dead Ensigns 24 hours later.
That's why,
due to unforeseen circumstances.
I like Spock. I needed to slow my brain down, you know, for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only dyslexia, but also impairment of some kind, you know,
some sort of impairment
to predict what the finale of Discovery is going to be. I had to dive
What was
deeper.
your outcome? What did you predict?
Nothing.
All right, so it was a waste of time.
No. I wouldn't call nothing's a waste of time, Ben.
Okay.
I feel like.
What did you achieve by doing it then?
No, just, you know, hanging out, you know. Watch some movies.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's fine. I mean, if that's what you consider as an achievement of it, then yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool. Welcome to Dead Ensigns 24 hours later due to unforeseen circumstances. We had to stop, and it has been seamlessly stitched together.
Yeah.
I'm Ben. This is Max.
This is me.
The cool thing about this now is that we can stop 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
You can hit the 50-minute mark and be like, yeah, that's about right.
But no, because we'll have just so much to talk about when it comes to Discovery, you know?
Yeah, man. Like,
in this episode. This episode was rough when it comes to content.
The show is like visibly degrading.
Yes.
Both in terms of like narrative quality, but also like
visual.
It's looking worse too.
Yeah.
I guess all of the budget went on like the big scene at the end when the Discovery flies through the Breen ship and
Yeah.
murders probably like at minimum like 1,000 Breen
Yeah, you know.
in one moment.
They
Which is certainly something.
they did really, yeah. They did just kind of. They didn't care that
They
there could
just-
be innocent people on that. On
Yeah,
that.
and also on top of that,
I like how like all these things where like Breen can't be seen as like. All right, yeah, let's that will come out later. What was you gonna say?
well, similar to the time bug, the way they go about this is seems very easy.
Yeah,
It makes you wonder why more people don't conduct warfare like this, I suppose.
they just like. What do you mean, like fly into the ships like that, like ramming?
Cloak, not even like ramming. Comparatively, this they flew the Discovery into the like the dock, not the dock, or the docking bay, I guess, of the Breen ship. Comparative by size, this is like if you just flew like a shuttle into the
I know what you mean
docking
now.
bay
Yeah.
of like a ship. So why don't they do that? Just get some shuttle, be cloaked, and then fucking like shoot it into their docking bay and just depressurize that area, kill like a whole group of people, and then keep on attacking. You know,
Yeah, no, that'll be underhanded. That's why this Federation.
which is
never does
exactly
that.
why they did it this episode.
Yeah, it's this episode had like this weird vibe of like I feel like they were trying to go for like a little bit of a heist movie sort of thing.
Yeah, there was
Where they're
definitely
like-
was a heist. It was a heist.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. Last episode we left it. The crew of the Discovery need to repair their ship
Yeah.
and get to the coordinates. They've got. They're gonna get there hopefully a little bit before the Breen, so they'll be able to scoop up the thing and get out of there. And on top of that, Burnham has special knowledge, which means the Breen. She's got like an extra hint, which means the Breen won't even be able to really
Use it.
get it yet. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, they go to the coordinates of the progenitor technology where it was hidden. Whole season leading up to this point. Bam! It's orbiting a black hole. How?
You can.
I don't know.
You can, I guess. You can prove any sort of gravitational well. I think you can orbit around if you have
Do you
enough of a
think
distance.
800 years is a fair amount of time for it to
that's
just be
true. That's true.
floating around a black hole without any problem?
It's the progenitor's technology. It was,
No, it's not the progenitor's
I guess
technology
it's
though.
like
It's those
research.
Scientists,
Yeah.
the researchers' technology setting it up.
Yeah.
I guess they could have incorporated the progenitor technology
it's-
into it, but
it's-
there's no indication that they did.
I hate that. Yeah, like this technology is what, like 1,000 years old at this point or something like that. Made with
800
800 or something, and it's not made with like future technology for those scientists. They were using their own the current technology at the time. Yeah, current day technology, TNG technology to do this basically. And I guess they're just really good scientists, you know.
Anyway, after a small moment of Discovery being stuck in the black hole's pull, just to add a bit of tension, they get out, they zero in on it, they're like, yay, we found it, yay! And then the Breen ship appears, grabs it, and then disappears in like less than a minute. And
They
it's like,
yonk
well,
it,
okay,
yes.
that seems like a waste of time then. That's cool. They just zeroed in on it immediately. They literally fucking warp right in. Immediately, they're like, there it is, that floating like thing.
Yeah.
The tiny little floating thing. Grab it with our tractor beam, pull it in. All right, now let's leave immediately.
Yeah.
To where? I don't know.
You just got to get out
To
of
somewhere.
here before-
We just gotta leave. That's all. So that's cool. We also have a great new additional storyline in which somehow the other Breen,
the Breen
evil
know.
Breen lady found out about the progenitor technology and where it is and who has it now. So that gives something for Saru and everybody back at Starfleet, the president and the Vulcan lady to deal with, even though it's kind of like, how'd they find out about it?
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't specify the only thing I can think of. Spies, I guess.
Yeah, you're just left to
spies.
assume that there's some double agent on the Breen ship.
It's like that
leaked
guy
it
in
to
Voyager
somebody else.
that was like leaking fucking information to Kazon. That's what they do. It's just like a Breen, you know. You always find one in any species.
But the
any
main
world.
point. The main point is we're left to just assume that that's the case because they don't give any other
They
reason.
don't give
They're
any
just like,
explanation.
well, she's on her way now as well because we need a bit more tension, and also we don't have anything for these characters to do who are just sitting at Starfleet twiddling their thumbs.
And to have like a scene at the end where they revive, what is he called, Locke, and he wakes up and he goes, "I'm the Emperor now," and then all the Breen vassals, they like kneel down.
King of the Breen.
Yeah, may he live long and prosper, whatever, you know.
We love you, sir.
Yeah, we love you.
We
Or
always
something.
did.
We always did. We totally
Even
didn't
when
think
we-
you were cringe. Yeah.
Even when we put you down into the docking bay to work shipping because we thought you were stupid.
Scrub the toilets.
Even then, we respected you. Woo! But
Clean
it's
the
Breen
residual
culture.
goo.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, those
Even the
goddamn
prince
Breens.
gets latrine duty.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're like preparing. So they're like trying to work out what they find them. They find the Breen ship, and they're
they
cloaked.
cloak.
Yeah,
Discovery is cloaked, not the Breen
not
ship.
the Breen ship.
Discovery cloaks so that they can sneak up on the Breen ship. Which again, I'm glad after 1,000 years, cloaking technology is still basically the greatest thing that you could have on a ship.
The biggest.
There's no way
advantage,
around
yeah.
it. There's no way around. Even though they find out multiple ways during the show and the movies
Yeah,
to like try and track people, that's still just not a common enough practice that it renders cloaking like obsolete.
obsolete. Yeah.
So yeah, just cloak, and even Federation does it now. They're like,
yeah,
cool with it.
it's
So
like
fuck
cool
it, who
because
cares?
all the like because of the burn, all of those institutions that were they had the Accord, right, that didn't let Federation develop the cloaking technology, but all of that is gone after the burn. So they were like, well, I guess we can do it now.
This is how you know that Burnham is secretly an evil person, because she didn't try and reenact that afterwards.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
was just like, you know what, we're going to keep this advantage on everybody else because the Federation needs it, because we're the good guys.
Yeah,
Everybody else is evil, and we need to make sure we have the upper hand on everybody.
yeah.
No,
But
it's not enough that we have the spore drive.
yeah,
We
true.
also need to be able to jump. We basically need to be omniscient and omnipresent.
yeah.
We can be everywhere at once, and you won't even know. We're
For
hidden.
for being such a OP ship, Discovery kind of sucks. Honestly,
Yeah.
he doesn't
'Cause they
do
made it
anything
small. It's
cool.
like a small ship, and everybody on it is like Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and it doesn't feel like a
It's a heavy
character.
nerf.
They were trying
Like
to, yeah, they were trying to do it with the AI, but then they never developed the AI ever.
No,
basically.
they just
It's
kind of
like-
they did a subplot where they were like, we're gonna shut her down because you're not supposed to have AI on your ship. You can have cloaking, we're chill with that.
Yeah.
And an instant transmission
yeah.
teleportation device.
And we also
But an AI that's chill, no thanks.
Yeah.
But then luckily the local kids came together and they said, but Zora is a person. Look, she's looking after the crew by putting on public domain movies from the 20th century.
yeah.
And then that made Cronenberg go, you know what, Zora, you're part of the Federation. Yay! And then they start, and then since then they've just gone,
Never-
Zora, generate me fleshlight. And
Yeah.
then Zora goes,
Yeah.
yes, right away, Stamets.
That's that is true. A very utilitarian. She became a person and immediately, have been downgraded into a tool as soon as
Yep.
they,
Yep. Yeah.
Sarah, generate me, whatever, and she's like, no, I'm on my lunch break.
Yeah.
Get
I
the
don't
fuck,
want to right now.
fucking shut up and do it.
I'd like to take a break, please.
No.
All right, I'm calling Cronenberg.
Yeah. Okay,
This
I'll
bitch
do
ain't
it.
doing the
Just-
shit we wanted to do.
Yeah. No,
Shut her
okay,
down.
I'll do it. Okay. It's just like threatened
All right.
with death.
Generating enchiladas. Thank you so much. She's an AI robot. She doesn't need a fucking break.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Exactly. But
Well, because that's what the worry was with that subplot originally. They were like, what if they decide to just take the ship? But then they were like, she would never do that. She's nice. And he was like, well, all right then, fair enough. Yeah, nobody told me she was nice. Nobody told me she was, like, chill.
yeah.
In that case, sure, she can stick
She's
around.
one of the good ones. That's what they say,
She's one of the good
She's one of the good ones.
Yeah, she's one of the good ones. Yeah. Anyway, where was I?
We're,
You were saying they got to devise a plan to get on the ship. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to get in their breen outfits.
Yeah.
And then they're going to infiltrate the ship. They're going to do a heist. They're going to take a little device, slap it onto the progenitor tech so that they can zero in on it, and then teleport it right out of the breen ship, right under their nose.
Mm-hmm.
What a genius idea. The crew for this is Burnham, Book. Why wouldn't it be Book?
Yeah, of course.
Because
he knows her. Because he knows Maul.
Oh, yeah, that was it. He
Maul.
knows Maul, currently the leader of this breen ship, because she's married to the dead guy, and all of the breen were like, yeah, that seems like something we should follow.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is that, like,
And she killed the last guy, of course.
Yeah. And the thing about
And
Locke...
she said, my husband's awesome. And everybody else was like, yeah, he is awesome.
It just... They got FOMO. They realized how cool he was, you know? They got FOMO and were like, maybe we're missing out on something.
They didn't realize how much they were mistreating him until he was gone, you know?
They felt bad.
If you love something, set it free, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wait, no, the opposite. If you love something, bring it back to life.
Yeah.
Don't let it die peacefully. Bring it back using ancient technology.
Book insists constantly that he has like a better connection with Mal, right?
Yeah, he keeps being like, don't worry, I'll be able to sway this girl I never met.
She hates him because he like said that thing about her dad and how like he was cool, and she thought like completely
she was like, my dad is the
disregarding her
biggest piece of shit who
feelings.
left my family, and my mother died in the mines because she was trying to provide for us because our dad left. And Book is like, damn, that sucks. I always thought he was kind of chill.
Do you want to hang out?
He was always kind of chill around me. He was always saying like, oh man, my family that I abandoned was so cool.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Burnout
anyway,
too.
how about you come to our side?
Yeah.
It's what your dad would have wanted.
Yeah.
So Book came along. As well as that, you had Adira, and you had the guy on the bridge who loves surfing or something. Can't remember his name. I'm to the point where I feel like they have said his name to probably less than the amount of lines he's had the entire show, which is saying something because there's not a lot of lines.
Nope, not at all. And they're really trying to build him up as a character a little bit in this last season.
Like they've maybe he's like a nepotism baby.
What do you think? Like someone on the production or something? Is
like an executive producer is like, this is my nephew.
My nephew needs to be in the show.
I'm trying to build his career. Let's put him on Star Trek Discovery. Because it's the only one he has connections to. Anyway, that's the 4 people that go over. They split up into 2 sides. Adira and the guy on the bridge are doing something at a console, whereas Book
for like
and
the
Burnham
entire
are the ones,
episode, they just
they're
at that
just sitting
console.
there pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Book and Burnham are the ones who will go to the progenitor tech and put the device on it so they can get it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of miscellaneous obstacles that they overcome. That's pretty much it. The entire time.
They basically
about 30 minutes of them going through the ship and having to overcome an obstacle like, oh, there's 2 guards in the way. Oh, there's a guy already using this console. Oh, they've put the thing on lockdown. How do we get around it?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to yada 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 yada.
They gotta think on their feet. And the funny thing, like, what made me laugh about this episode is like we had this entire scene with like, you know, when Raina is like, Breen are all murderous bastards, and like, you know, and the Vulcan president, Romulan, I think. Is she Romulan or Vulcan? I don't know.
Well, she's Vulcan, but the whole thing with Romulan and Vulcan and
they're connected now.
Then the Remans is that they're all just one.
Yeah. I was
big
just
group
just
now.
thinking what she
But I can't
identifies
remember the name
as. But yeah,
She's a Vulcan.
she's
She's a Vulcan.
Yeah,
She's
so
not Vulcan.
she you know, they talk about how she talks about like, oh, you know, you shouldn't say that about the Breen and
She's
stuff
like,
because
we can't. This is not politically
yeah,
correct
we can
language,
yeah.
and frankly, you're a toxic aspect of this meeting right
yeah,
now.
get out of this room. And the funny thing is, the entire time they're on this ship, they're like stereotyping Breen like the entire time.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like, they're-
Burnham is like, you can't be saying this about the Breen Rainer. This
Yeah.
is racist. Anyway, I'm gonna go and pretend to be Breen now.
yeah, exactly.
I'm fucking so angry all the
Yeah,
time.
I wanna kill people.
I'm gonna wanna hurt you. If you don't do what I say, I'm gonna hurt you.
I would genocide you and you and you and you.
I'm gonna find your mother and I'm gonna kill her
Yeah.
because I'm so mad at you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then and it works because that's what they're like. As they all fall for it. So like, yeah, this checks out.
yeah, we're like that. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a normal Breen to me, even though you're a good 2 feet smaller than everybody else on the ship. You're like 2 feet smaller, and also you take an extra like 2 seconds to respond to everything I'm saying.
You're pretty short for a Breen, you know.
Yeah.
I wish that feels like a joke they should have put, like they would have
Like
put
a
in
little
it, but they
reference, a little
never
nod.
did, which is
One thing to highlight is that I don't know if
one
it's
thing
just
to
like a time constraint, or they are just lazy, or they just didn't think anybody would give a shit. But like they have all these shots in this episode of inside of, they got like the Iron Man in the suit shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Head in the thing, looking at the holographic controls around them in the darkness.
Yeah.
Each one of them it has a slightly different thing to it.
Yeah.
It's not consistent amongst all four.
It doesn't feel like someone like trying to make it so like each suit is a little bit different. It looks like some other, like each of those shots were worked by a different VFX artist.
Yeah,
and there was no like
they've all got sort
cohesion.
of similar holographic like details on them.
Yeah.
But it's like Burnham's is lit green for
Yeah.
some reason. Book's is not lit green, and it fades out to the blackness behind him. Adira's doesn't have like any fade on it. It's just like a black
It's
circle
sharp.
around
It's
their
like
head.
sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, the mask is like not like not blurred at all.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the fourth guy,
I
mainly because I don't remember
I
his
think
name, but it was also
he
different.
has he's got. I remember him having green. I think also. So there was
I don't
like
think he had green.
I
I
don't
think he
know.
had a blurred mask around his head.
Or
but I don't
something
think
like
he
that.
was lit green.
But like
So the
yeah,
effects on these shots are just inconsistent, and it keeps cutting between them, so it's really noticeable.
It's noticeable.
It makes
yeah.
you wonder, like.
Like-
So was it that they just didn't care, or were they? I'm gonna assume it was a time thing where it's like, this VFX is even then it's not like it's particularly hard VFX. It's just like they've already done the masks on the heads. They just need to like color correct it so the
Yeah.
lighting is kind of green.
I don't know, man.
And
Like
blur it in Adira's case, but it's like, I guess they just didn't catch it. They were Jonathan Frakes was watching the episode back, and he was like, "Yep, sure, print
he
it."
was asleep.
Yeah.
he was just snoring. yeah. But the
But yeah, all that to say, nothing really happens this episode.
yeah,
Ultimately,
they could have literally just made this the last episode. They could have gone like, all right, they captured the green technology, blam, boom, boom, they teleported in. Oh, they opened the door of the green technology. It allows us to lock in on it, and we can teleport someone in too. And then you get both. Immediately, you can go inside the thing, because this doesn't establish anything. This episode doesn't work through anything. You know, it doesn't.
it could be the last episode if it was an hour and a half long or something.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you could do like 20 minutes infiltrate and get the thing, and then 40 minutes on like, here's the progenitor technology, and then also like wrapping up the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Doesn't matter. Maybe if it was like an hour and a half instead of like 50 minutes.
No, I would just take out the entire like infiltrating the ship plot. Like I would just take it out.
And how
completely.
do they? If you're gonna have the
We can
green-
teleport a single person in the thing. There you go.
You can tell what you just teleport him right onto their docking bay, and then they
because
just have to be like really quickly hope that the door is open for the progenitor technology and jump into a thing that they don't understand.
Because the Breen, they don't realize that when they open up the progenitor technology allowed them to lock in on it or something like that. There you go.
This is another thing that as well.
I'm just saying that if they could have basically, and I don't think I would go like, oh, this is kind of weird.
I don't think the issue is having like a little thing where it's like, oh, we need to infiltrate the ship, do a little like Metal Gear Solid.
No, it just
I don't
sucks.
think that as a premise. I think they just didn't execute it very well, and it's boring because they spend like 40 minutes being like, oh, there's 2 guards at the door. How are we gonna get past them? Let us in. You don't have the credentials. Fuck you, I don't have the credentials. I ought to kill you. Well, you were supposed to get the credentials.
Your mother isn't even good.
Fuck you. You were supposed to get them. And then they fight, and then when the guards are distracted, they beat up the guards.
Yeah,
instead,
that's a funny thing where it's like, why did they do the entire charade if they were just going to beat him up anyway?
But it's fine, because evidently the Breen are stupid too, because so far their entire plan with dealing with the progenitor technology is they open it up and there's a big glowing portal in it, and they just like, they're just one guy gets in and doesn't come out, and they're like, they're like scratching their head like, what if we tie a rope around somebody and put them in instead? Yeah. And then they do that and the person doesn't come out and the rope gets like detached.
What else? Maybe throw a rock in there?
Maybe if we send 2 people in at once. And...
No! You just like get pulled in and disappear.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. They find out that Discovery have infiltrated their ship, so they lock it down, so they stop experimenting on it until the end when they catch Michael, Burnham, and Book, and they've got him. Maul is easily in a position where she can just be like, kill them immediately now. Who cares? But she doesn't, because she has a conscience now for some reason. For some reason now she's like, actually, you know what? I don't want to kill any member of Starfleet, and actually I'm fine with all of the other people who are against me. It's because she's smart, obviously.
Yeah.
So they hesitate, and that gives Discovery a moment to come up with a plan where they do some stupid sci-fi bullshit with the shield. So they just uncloak, fly the Discovery straight into the docking bay through the shield of the Breen ship.
You see Breen fly up into the
they
space.
Kill hundreds, if not a couple thousand Breen just immediately, you know?
A ship of this size, that would be a couple of thousand.
This docking bay is like long, evidently, because they fly like the whole Discovery through it.
They probably all had a bad conscience, you know? Like, they were all probably guilty of something, you know?
Before they can do that, Maul jumps into the progenitor portal because she's just so like, I have to save Locke.
Yeah, she's and might as well die. She's like, I might as well die if I don't.
Yeah,
solve
either
this,
A, I jump through this and I die and there's no problem, or B, I keep going and I can just like,
because I'm so smart, I can figure this out. You know?
I'm so smart. I'm so smart and cool. Anyway, she jumps in. Their genius idea to fly the Discovery into the thing backfires because the progenitor technology starts flying out. But Burnham also jumped in as well beforehand, because she's like, I gotta go in there, and she's saying to Book, like, I have to do this.
Yeah, I need to find meaning of things.
I need to find the meaning of progenitor technology. Yeah. I'm afraid of failing Starfleet by not jumping into this portal without a second thought. Yeah. Right now. Which I feel like that's something that they've been doing a lot with Burnham this season, is her like just jumping straight into things without thinking ahead.
But then it works out anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It works out anyway, but it feels like they're trying to pretend that was always an aspect of her. And I feel like that's not really something she ever really did.
No.
Like, even in the very first episode when they encounter Mullen Locke, she's like, oh, I've got a great idea. I'm going to go and break into their ship while it's in warp.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think she would do that. She, last episode, when she found the stupid plate inside of the book, she just pressed that shit immediately without even thinking or talking to anybody first.
Yeah,
and it was like, I don't know why. I know why she's doing it is because the writers are stupid, so they're writing a character that is also stupid. Yeah. But It just doesn't feel like something that is a part of Burnham's character. I guess it's sort of the very first thing she did in the show was like, don't worry, Captain, I'm gonna blow up these Klingon. Everybody, I know everybody's too cowardice to do it.
Yeah.
But I know that if we don't kill the Klingon right now. But outside of that, I feel like the rest of the show has been her trying to avoid doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because of how badly that went, you know?
That's the thing. It's like, I feel like maybe the showrunners just don't remember the show. I think
they
we
don't
do,
care.
basically.
I don't
we
think
don't
they care
remember.
also.
They don't care to remember.
They don't care to remember. That's fair.
And
you know what? I can understand that.
And it's like, they're like, oh, I guess we're just going to write something new for her. Because we don't remember what her, like, entire thing was, you know? We haven't even, like, I guess it was part of, like, bigger part of, you know, of her previously, and, like, in the previous seasons, that she's, like, you know, kind of been brought up on Vulcan, you know? And stuff like that hasn't come up once, I don't think.
Yeah.
And she only talks about, oh, I meditate, because that's what they taught me. Remember when she's talking with Hugh? But it's like, I don't know, like, I don't fucking know. It's like they bring up the where's the anthropology, but like xenoanthropology stuff.
Xenoanthropology.
Where she's like,
she
oh,
loves xenoanthropology. She loves the whistle speak.
Whistle speak, and Raina, I love to study you, which is kind of, honestly, I would feel kind of weirded out a little bit, where she was like, I'm so, like, I've been reading all these books and stuff, you know?
Yeah,
and to manipulate,
and
she's
like
using it to manipulate him. Like, it's
it's
emotional
a form of manipulation, because it's like, I don't know, I don't come from a particularly interesting culture, you know, as a British man.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever encounter somebody being like, oh, I wanted to learn more about your culture to get close to you.
Yeah.
But I feel like that aspect is like, I feel like I would just be like, you know, you could just talk to me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Understand me as like a person and not an aspect of a culture.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be like, oh, this reminds me of. Maybe it's just because I don't partake in my own culture. So if somebody did that and then got into like British stuff and then referenced something like really British, I might be like, huh? What? Huh? I have that with my job where people will talk up to me like I'm like super ingrained in the animation industry, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like they'll talk about studios, and I'm like, I don't know who they are. Sorry.
Well, you know. Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's like it does in the way it's written in this show, particularly, it does seem that it's like
but that's
manipulative. Like she's
that's
using
because in this
like
show they can't help but write Burnham in a way that she seems like a complete sociopath.
Yeah, sociopath, more like a sociopath,
and also a psychopath. Because like in this episode, she's just like, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna jump in the portal. Who gives a fuck?"
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm going.
It's like, what about grabbing onto it with the tractor beam or whatever? Anyway, she jumps into the portal and it gets yeeted out into space. Because of course it did. They depressurized that entire thing and everything fucking got sucked out into the open fucking emptiness.
Yeah. And it opens up something. Like it opens up like a portal or something. I don't know.
For some reason, it just starts like exploding. I guess it's the change in pressure, maybe.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
It just starts like blowing up. In a way. Yeah,
and then it bursts and a big like fucking portal in space opens up to, I guess,
somewhere
progenitor place, progenitor area, zone,
pocket
thing.
Space of some kind.
It's like a big wobbling thing, and the effects for it don't really match the effects of like anything we've seen in Star Trek, which I guess makes sense if you want it to seem like really otherworldly.
Yeah,
but also it just kind of looks weird. It just looks out of place.
Yeah, and what book says like we gotta book.
Like we gotta. Let's just fly into the
yeah,
portal. We gotta go save Bottom.
Yeah.
Let's just fly through the hole and fuck it.
At the end,
we'll see some shit. What do you think? Do you think we're gonna get like a place, or are they gonna do like a
white
wormhole? Room? You think white room?
I don't think
it could be white room.
I feel like it's gonna be a white room, but I don't want it to be a white room. I don't know.
I think it will be more of a 2001 riff.
Do you think we're gonna see progenitors in there? That would be cool if they updated they tried to recreate their look with like, you know, do makeup on someone.
Yeah.
Or they do use AI and they just like do like a video of like they just watch a video from them or something.
Yeah. You know what would be absolutely perfect if it was like if they had somebody in makeup replicating that style of makeup,
Yeah.
maybe ever so slightly touched up, just so that like better materials, but it still looks like somebody in heavy makeup.
Yeah.
Looking like a smooth changeling, you know?
Yeah.
But also, if they went the way of the old sets as well, you know?
Oh, they do like a little like trouble
studio lot,
sort of thing like that, but like with TNG basically.
Or
right?
just even like when the progenitor episode from TNG, yeah, like the weird
like
caves and stuff.
I get you. Yeah, that'd
The
be
rocky
cool.
walls and shit
But
that
will
look very
they
fake.
honestly
Look like they're on a studio set.
I feel like it will be too much effort, and it seems like the show isn't willing to put that effort
Yeah,
into
no, they don't give a
with
fuck.
the
They don't give a fuck.
with the scene with the cliff with the moth creatures hunters with
No,
the
they
blue
don't.
filter.
They don't
like,
give a shit.
They don't care.
Don't give a fuck.
So it's probably good. Like I said, it might be a white room. It's gonna be like they gotta do some test with the progenitors themselves, maybe at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
what if they went through there and it was some like yellow submarine shit? That'd be fun.
that would be awesome.
That'd be sick, man.
The Beatles are there. Like, oh, hello, Burnham.
The yellow submarine flies by.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to inside the yellow submarine. They're talking about that ship that just flew by, that weird ship.
Yeah.
They're like, looks a bit shit.
Yeah. Looks like some genetic
I certainly
sci-fi.
wouldn't want to watch a show about that ship.
Yeah,
I guess you could say who gives a ship. Oh my god.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Ringo. But yeah, it's they'll have like a monologue in between two of them.
Yeah.
But like, when they went into the future, when they were stuck with the time bug, and they saw the future and they saw like the Federation headquarters exploded, right?
Yeah, because the progenitor technology was just so crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it seemed like they could have just done that without the progenitor technology.
Yeah. No, that's the
the-
thing. It's like, why? Yeah. They could have just done that the moment they turned up.
Yeah.
If they just
rammed into
drove through them, they just ram them.
Yeah.
You'd fucking destroy them.
It's just so... The scaling is all fucked in this show.
Well, Max, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to find out what's in the portal.
We only have this week, and then we're not like to finish it. Like this is
What
the
could it
finish.
be?
And yeah, man, it will be. It's a shame that Strange New Worlds, right? That's for sure. We're getting that, right? Strange New Worlds season.
Yeah,
3.
I think they've started production on it or something. I can't remember.
They can't stop.
Or at least it's been greenlit.
So
What if they go in there and it's like, you remember the end of Beau is Afraid when he goes into the attic?
oh yeah,
And there's the big penis monster,
yeah.
the demon thing.
Actually, the progenitors use these things to breed humanity, and it's just gigantic cocks.
It's a horrible truth. It turns out that the progenitor technology isn't a beautiful discovery, but a horrible truth.
Horrible truth,
A horrible truth that the crew of the Discovery can never unlearn, and that at that point they decide, let's spore drive into the sun. Is everybody okay with that? And it's a unanimous yes. From everybody. Then that's how it ends. That's how the show ends.
They find out they're inside a TV show.
I think they won't do that because they know it would piss everybody off.
Yeah, it would.
I would enjoy it, but it would suck because they wouldn't do a good job.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to write it well. But it's
No.
they imply that Star Trek is where you go and you die. So like you're like
It would be like they would try and show how impactful Discovery has been.
Yeah.
Burnham would get to see all of the great influence she's had on society as
my god,
as a great, awesome character that everybody loves.
Yeah, we're gonna get a slideshow.
It'll be like there's like a little girl dressed up as Burnham, and then she'll like cry a little bit 'cause she's like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
these ancient beings that have been watching us for thousands of years,
Yeah.
They love us.
It's like a metaphor for the show,
most,
yeah.
Yeah, this is the most this is the greatest form of adoration that could ever exist.
And also another thing that you also mentioned while we were watching it, we still don't know what's going on with Hugh.
Yeah, they dropped that shit. I'm so
still-
glad they did. Otherwise, I would have been so annoyed and obsessed with it still if he was still talking about the thing that he's experiencing or not, or doesn't care about, or I still don't understand.
Yeah.
It's an episode
It's like
and a
that-
bit
what
where
if
his whole thing is talking about like how do I talk to fucking Stamets,
Stamets about it, yeah.
and it's like
Fuck
talk to him
me.
about what?
Yeah. Because, yeah. Do you think it could end like Dark Tower or whatever, you know, where
The
it's
Dark
like
Tower.
the Dark Tower, you know, where it's like, you know, combines different media at the end.
Yeah.
All the properties owned by, you know, Paramount.
I don't think they would do
Mission
that.
Impossible. Tom Cruise is in there at the end.
I don't think they'd do that. I think there's a non-zero possibility that they make it meta and talk about how important Star Trek is to some kind of interdimensional species.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't think
like a hopeful message at the end, basically, of like
a celebratory one, something that celebrates Star Trek, and they'll do like a montage, chronological montage going from like the original series through to like this season of Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like moments of some fights, some embraces, you know, characters hugging and embracing each other. It's characters crying, characters happy and sad.
Yes,
all throughout the
angry,
show,
angry,
and then end with like a shot of Burnham looking at herself on this vision.
Yeah, and now
you know?
she's part of it now, like of the show. Or
And
they
then
could,
and the progenitor technology is creation in the sense that she is now given the opportunity to write a new
they steal
tale.
like they steal the thing from DS9 where Cisco is the writer.
Yeah.
And it's not real, Burnham. You're not a captain in the...
I think that would upset me.
I don't know.
If they just kind of ripped off that episode, I would be like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I think it's safe to say that these people are hacks, I guess.
Yeah, but
Not that it wasn't already pretty safe based on the decisions that they had made the last 5 seasons of this TV show's existence.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Discovery season 5, episode 9. What a great TV show. Who's been your favorite character this season so far, Max?
Fuck. I guess whoever the idea, personification of the idea of what Hugh is talking about. Like if you could make a person out of that, that's my favorite character in the show.
Mine was the android from the first episode. You remember they had him in there? They had that android, and it was like, when did this guy even where did he come from? This is incongruent with
with like a
the guy that looked like Data.
Oh yeah, the fake
You
Data.
know?
I completely forgot about him.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of forgot
he-
about him too until 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, I think, and I thought they would bring him back a little bit.
Like he seemed like something semi-important, but they were like, no, he's just in it. We just felt like doing a little
he's a piece
android
of
like Data
trash.
smile.
Like it's a piece of trash to them. It was fucking garbage that they threw out of the airlock after they were done with it, basically.
And on top of that, it was like, where'd he come from?
I guess they just kind of live out there in space, you know.
Like, did they make a guy that looks exactly like Data and acts exactly like Data after they lifted the synth ban?
It was just some like fucking fanboy of Soon's that was like, I'm gonna create a replica of Soon's work. I'm gonna keep it around, and then I'm all done. Oh no! And then he like falls down the stairs, and that guy's like, well,
yeah,
I guess I just gonna become a scammy merchant on a desert
I guess
planet.
I'm gonna become a guy that collects old tech or some shit.
because
he seemed like he could be more set up as a primary antagonist
Yeah.
for this season than anybody else, but they just kind of dropped him.
Yeah,
They
I
just
felt
kind of
like
killed him immediately, and then they were like, "No, don't worry. We all knew that you guys would love
it
Maul.
would, yeah.
You're gonna love Maul.
We don't need we don't need to take that spotlight anywhere else. But I thought they were gonna do like a thing. I thought they were gonna do like a thing where like they can't fix his body, but they just get his head to like be online sort of thing, and they ask
that could have been
questions.
interesting.
Like,
It's crazy
I
how
don't know.
easy it would be to make a more compelling show. Like, it's genuinely like, yeah, I really don't think it would be that hard to like
I
do this
don't know,
better.
man. Fuck me.
You know, sometimes there's TV shows like that. You watch it and you're just like, you know what? Honestly, I can do a better job than this. Even if it's not like better written, it can definitely be more entertaining. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it can definitely be more fun and have more entertaining things in it, even if it's like still stupid.
Someone could
At
make,
least
like,
there's something there that you're like, oh, I'm still enjoying myself. You
Yeah,
know?
someone will make a YouTube video about it where they will go like, the unrecognized potential, or like unfulfilled potential,
Yeah.
or whatever. Because they'll go like, this idea was cool and this idea was cool, but then none of it came together. And here it's like there isn't even like a seed of an idea.
There's nothing to
basically.
hold on to.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Like, what were they really banking on people liking Mon and Locke as
Yeah.
like antagonists? Did they really
Yeah.
think they were cooking with the way that they wrote the Breen?
When they wrote the Breen,
They were like, "Oh man, we're really coming up with some interesting sci-fi concepts
Yeah.
here. Oh, they're really mean and angry,
yeah,
and also they have an emperor,
yeah,
and different factions within their thing. Isn't that crazy? And their ships are really big.
little big.
They have these staffs that shoot lasers, and
like,
also that the liquid thing though is something that existed before they even wrote about them. So
yeah,
yeah, I think so.
okay,
I think
Yeah.
them being liquid was known beforehand because
Yeah.
they're like their suits are cold.
yeah, okay.
They cool themselves.
They cool
to
them.
keep
That's why they
themselves-
regenerate. They
I
had the
don't fucking
cooling chamber that Locke killed them.
Either way, I feel no remorse saying that I think the people that make this show is stupid. Sorry.
I'm not gonna say that because I feel bad.
I
would feel bad.
it's not that I feel good or bad about it. It's that like I don't think you should ever take it personally because at the end of the day, you got paid and I'm the guy who's sitting here watching it.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's like
That's true.
I will never
We're
feel
the
bad
cucks.
saying
We're the
that
cucks.
honestly, yeah, at
We're
the end of the
cucks.
day. And the worst part is we're still gonna watch the ending.
We're not even enjoying what we're seeing as the cut
not
too. So
even
we're like just
enjoying
sitting there like, fuck, I might
So I'll
care.
never feel bad at least being able to say that I think the people writing this show were either A, really just phoning in and cashing a check, or B, completely stupid.
Mm,
So I don't think there's any way that you can create this without those two being a factor
Yeah.
in some way. You know?
yeah.
Max, what did you we watched Mac and Me.
Mac and Me was good. That's a good
We hung
Star
out this
Trek
weekend, we
episode.
watched
Yeah.
Mac and Me.
Yeah. Mac and Me and
We watched
absolutely.
Blake Mungo.
It is surprising how much of a ripoff it is of ET, right?
It's
Mac and Me.
crazy. I
It's-
was watching it and I'm like, they really didn't try anything different.
Yeah,
here. They were
didn't-
really just like, we want to do an ET with McDonald's
Yeah, this
and
seems
Coke.
yeah. It just it feels like egregious, you know, like
Yeah.
that's like it's.
I mean, well, here's the thing. It's disingenuous because there's definitely different choices in the narrative.
yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, this is like one of those ones where it's like a lot of people think plagiarism is just like when you have things that look alike, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or like slightly similar events or sequence of events.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, this is like tonally like a complete rip-off, you know.
Yeah, you can't even like.
This was
'cause you
like
can't-
we want something that is a family fun adventure about
Yeah.
a boy befriending an alien and helping the alien reunite with his family.
Yeah, we're gonna
But-
take everything like the single mother. We're gonna take like the chases
Single
that
mother, older
the-
sibling.
yeah, older sibling.
Who helps him out.
Yeah.
Other kids as well helping him out. Even down
aliens-
to the thing of like the alien kind of like hiding around the house and everything.
He's obsessed with like a particular food, you know, and stuff like that. And like, it's like
They lure him around. They lure him out into the open so
Yeah.
they can try and catch him.
Mm-hmm.
Becomes friends with him. They have healing properties. But it goes in such a completely batshit different direction. I had no idea that the movie ends with the aliens becoming American citizens.
Yeah, that is the coolest thing in the world, honestly.
It's so strange.
I feel like that's something that
like the aliens arrive and they're lost. They don't even send them home. They're like, "Sorry, you're here now."
Yeah, this is a
You're
very
gonna keep drinking Coca-Cola
Yeah, it's a very-
and going to church.
It's a very hopeful vision of America. Do
Do you think
would
they
happen.
were eating McDonald's fries, or do they just get the Coke?
Like I think they could eat the McDonald's fries because I don't think they could fit anything else in their mouths. Honestly,
You're right, Max. This is a true-to-life immigrant story.
they're just eating fast food, like unhealthy food, because
You
they
get
can't afford
abducted.
anything else. Yeah, they
You
get abducted.
inadvertently get abducted,
Yeah.
live and nearly die in abject misery.
Yeah,
And then people realize that you're dying, so they go, "Oh, don't worry. Okay, you know what? We'll save you. Don't worry." And then for the rest of your existence, you're stuck in like a capitalist system in which you have to pay for the only thing that can keep you alive:
yeah.
Coca-Cola.
It's like insulin, the opposite of insulin.
There's literally only one thing that they can consume,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Coca-Cola. And
Isn't-
I don't think that Coca-Cola is giving them a lifetime free supply.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
But
Do you think
although
they
it is like
Diet Coke?
it is the 80s, and they did have pretty wild promotions back then. It's before
That's
they
not
realized,
a promotion, though.
like they could.
That's not see, the thing is, you win a lifetime supply of Coke.
Do you
That's
think?
like, oh, one guy ends up with a lifetime supply of Coke if he even claims the winning thing. Everybody else is just buying Coca-Cola because they're trying to get it.
What happened
That's
then?
a promotion.
What happens when they get the new Coke? And would that kill them instead? Do you think?
Yeah, it probably would have.
And then
I feel like it would do that. I feel like this is the opposite of a promotion.
yeah,
I think if you were average guy buying Coca-Cola and you saw the Coca-Cola company just saying, "Yeah, we're just gonna always give Coca-Cola for free to the aliens," I'd be like, "Well, why the hell am I paying for it?"
it's socialism, communism. That's what is it? What are we? They're fucking
Yeah, and
Americans,
this was
aren't
like fucking. This was like the 80s in America.
Yeah,
Of course,
it's
they're
just
gonna
like-
be like, "Fuck these commie aliens."
they? Yeah, exactly.
Living fat and free on my hard-earned Coca-Cola money.
Yeah.
I'm paying for their Coke by buying a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
They
I
get
say kill them.
they get a liter, I get a can. You know, that's what they say. You know,
Aliens get a liter, I get a can. That's why I
That's
boycott Coca-Cola
yeah, or something. I don't know.
and work on my tan.
Yeah. But yeah, and another thing that this movie has going for it is just the abysmal and disgusting design of the
It's
aliens.
genuinely horrid. I already knew about Mac, and I think I had seen his family before.
Yeah.
But it's like I only ever saw them in the context of the beginning when they're like on their own planet in like the weird hills and wastelands of their own planet,
yeah.
where it's like, well, they're an alien on a weird planet, who cares? But then by the end of the film, you see them like wandering into a supermarket, and it's
Yeah.
like, this is
Well
horrible.
lit, yeah, well lit. You see every crevice on their
This is
body.
genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
Like we watched Mac and Me, and we watched Lake Mungo this weekend.
Yeah.
And honestly, I dread the idea of watching
Yeah,
Mac and Me
more.
more than Lake Mungo again.
That fucking scene when they save the family that's starving in a mine, because it's like
Oh,
you,
it's
the-
horrible. It's
like
horrible. It's
fucking
genuinely
cats.
like frightening.
Like cats that were just gone into a cave to die. Like that's what they did.
And similar to like a chimpanzee, the way they move around and stuff, you can never be quite sure if they're about to like start fucking beating you to death. or
Yeah.
not.
launch at
because
you.
they're just like constantly like lumbering and swaying around you.
They
and, like,
never still.
staring you down.
Yeah,
they never blink.
And that scene
The
where
older brother gives the dad alien a Coke, and then they start panicking because he's like trying to fucking take the Coke off the son, and he stands up and he's like taller than him. And in my mind, I'm thinking this alien, probably similar to chimps as well, their arm is probably just one long muscle.
Yeah.
So he's probably just gonna like lift his fist and cave his head.
Leverage is on his side too, you know.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
The long hands, you know.
They're horrible creatures.
And his eyes are like going around. They're like there is no focus in them. They're just moving.
He's just staring. He's got these big whites around his eyes. He's just staring.
Do you think Pan's Labyrinth, when they were like doing the Pan's design, do you think that Guillermo del Toro was like, here is the movie, Mac and me watch it and replicate. I want to replicate these movements from these aliens, you know. But yeah, and it's like
assume.
Yeah, and it's just like this movie has so many like rules to the aliens. They have like electric powers and stuff.
Yeah, they're like rubbery. They're made of rubber.
Yeah,
they like stretch and squash like cartoon characters.
You can suck them into a vacuum for some reason.
They have these straws that they stick into the dirt and then suck up the juice from their planet. It's a disgusting film. It's genuinely a disgusting movie. I can't think of a movie that is like more horrid than Mac and Me.
Yeah. And also with like the ending of the movie where the dad grabs a gun, and I wouldn't be like, you know, people give shit to the cops, but I'm not sure if I wouldn't fucking blast them, honestly, myself.
They're done. They're cooked.
They're cooked. Like, you know, like the cops would, like, people would be like, yeah, I get it, you know. I get it. I would shoot
people would be like, I can't believe the cops just shot like an alien.
Yeah.
Like an alien family
and then they look at
visiting
the
our planet.
pictures.
But then they look at the pictures and they would like go to like a museum and you see like a recreation of only known alien life, and they would see how big it is and how horrid it is, and they'd be like, you know what, maybe I can't blame them actually.
Stuffed with hay. They just take their corpse, stuff them with hay.
And then so they heal the kid, and then they're like, yay, the aliens, and they become American citizens again. Mac and Me!
Only way to become an American citizen, as we know, is to commit a horrible crime, as it was a prison colony.
Is to accidentally and confusedly
commit gun crime?
Upset, civil upset.
Yeah.
And then by way of apology for trying to kill them, the U.S. government is like, it's all right, you're chill, actually.
You're chill.
Yeah. You think that they definitely took part in the LA riots, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause
anyway, that's been Dead Ensigns. Oh, sorry, you were gonna say?
No. It's like, I guess we're not talking. There's nothing much to say about Lake Mungo, I guess. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good little horror mockumentary.
Yes, if we mentioned
did a good job of capturing that feeling of like a scary documentary you watch on like fucking Channel 5 or some shit at like midnight.
Yeah.
Just like there was a bunch of unexplained shit and then it got explained, but then some other actual unexplained shit happened.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, it's also just like a well-told story about like, you know, isolation and grief and
not things not being like what they seem, basically, you know.
Stuff hidden under the surface.
Yeah.
You know, trauma hidden under the surface and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. We watched some other shit, but whatever.
Yeah,
this has been Dead Ensigns.
Well, nah. Nothing.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say what I watched when I was absent. I watched, and it's a reference to Star Trek, too.
Okay.
Because I watched David Cronenberg films, too. I watched The Brood. And I watched Scanners.
Okay.
And I was like, that guy made that that's the guy who made the discovery.
Bro, it's like the GIF, the head explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the rest of the movie is like normal.
It's kind of, yeah. And The Brood is very kind of a straight shooter film where it's like kind of like normal and then like it goes off the chain like right at the end with the clip I showed you. Killer dwarves.
The kids.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Strange.
it's a strange movie. Strange guy. I wouldn't trust that guy. The guy who makes
Weird
these
guy.
movies.
Weird guy. Weird guy.
Don't turn your back on him.
Well, I'm definitely gonna sign off now because I want to get to fucking playing multiverses.
He's addicted to multiverses now, everybody.
I was like, oh yeah, multiverse is coming back. I guess I'll hop in and play a bit. I'm not too interested in Le Joker, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, Jason, Agent Smith. And I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers got me so easily.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, the game looks like it might be currently busted because they're like relaunching it essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw a thing earlier where just as Jason, because he's like a grappler, he like grabs. You know, he's got a lot of grab attacks. I guess it bugged and they just permanently held on to the other character. Was doing hundreds, but they couldn't get rid of it. They couldn't let go of him.
Okay.
So they could do.
They could just jump off the map.
damage.
Yeah.
But they can't knock him out. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Superman looks busted now, which is a shame because Superman was kind of annoying to fight originally, and now he's like actually like might be a little busted.
Yeah, well, you know, programming is finicky stuff. You know,
True.
you change one thing, breaks another.
Especially with games,
especially video games.
Yeah.
In the shows, you can just forget about certain aspects. You can just go like, I don't know, I'm just not going to touch that plot line, you know?
Yeah. You're like, we don't need to care about Hugh's dilemma.
Yeah, exactly. It was just bury
Don't care
it
anymore.
Yeah.
It served its purpose of filling like an extra 25 minutes this episode.
Yep.
And now we don't have to worry about it anymore because the next episode we've got this whole thing. You're gonna love it. We got this whole thing about a library and stuff and all that other crap.
Well,
anyway, I've been Ben. This has been Max.
Yeah, that's me.
Thanks for listening. Check out Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music for the show. You can like, rate, and subscribe with them as well. You can also subscribe in the classic YouTube sense by going to YouTube, watching it on YouTube, and you can even comment as well if you do that. And if you don't feel like commenting, you could always email us, deadensigns@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.